Hello, 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 hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Beavis Crafty Corner, and I have one of these sitting on my desk. We all know what this is, right? It's a toilet paper tube. And for a long time, we were all told that if we smash this down and hit it with our bone folder, we can do stuff with it. And we can, but it always has that it always has that pop, doesn't it? No matter what you do. So I was saying to myself, self, because that's what I call myself when I talk to myself. You want to do something like this, but you don't want to use this. Why don't I want to use this? I don't want to use this for a couple of reasons. One, because it pops up. Two, because it limits my size. Like I can only do, so much. And it does this thing where it peels on like that. Yeah, I don't like it. So I sat down, I looked at this, and I came up with something else a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to get out some supplies. This one is easy, so quick, just wow. I'll be right back. So this is what I came up with. Gotta have that, right? Okay. So it's a sleeve with a tag, and it's got this cute little top, and you can do 2 of these out of an 8.5 by 11. Okay? So 8.5 by 11, some scrap paper. You need this paper to be at least 2 inches wide and 3 inches, 2 inches tall and 3 inches wide. 2 by 3 at least. You're going to want a paper trimmer and your bone folder, scoreboard, scoring tool, some glue, and a ruler. That's it. Okay? So, move that. Get that out of the way. You're going to want ink and stuff and decorations and things like that, but that's not vitally important. So what I'm going to do is grab the trimmer, and we're going to get this piece of paper cut down and get started, and I will be right back with the paper trimmer. Okay, here we go. So, few simple cuts. We're going to start by taking our 8.5 by 11. We're going to put the long edge at the top, and we're going to cut this down to 4 inches. And then we're going to cut a second one at 4 inches. Told you, you can do 2 of these out of 1 sheet of paper. You'll see. 4. Okay. Now, we're going to take the 2 big pieces that we just cut that are 4 by 8.5. We're going to cut these down to 6.5. So we're going to take 2 inches off. Now save that, because 2 by 4 is a good size for a tag. 6.5 by 4 inches. We got 2 of those. And then we're going to take this piece that's left, the leftover piece, and we are going to cut it to 3 inches, which is right there, 3 inches. Just a little bit of a trim. Okay, so 3 inches, and then we're going to cut this to 4 1/4. So we're just basically going to cut this in half. Okay. So now we have 4 pieces. This is the only waste, and we can use that for a tag, and we're ready to get started. So I'm going to get the cutter out of the way, get the scoreboard out. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to take our 6 by 4 inch pieces, put them in our scoreboard, and we're going to score this at 1 3/4. A couple of light scores is always better than 1 green, okay? And then turn it all the way around, and we're going to do 1 3/4 again. Okay? I'm going to do both of them while we're sitting here. Okay. Now, three and a quarter inches is the center of this. Okay, because it's 6.5. So we're going to go in and measure at 3 1/4, and we're going to go 3/4 of an inch down, and I'm going to put a little mark here. Okay, see, very little mark. All right. Three and a quarter. Right there. That is the center of that center piece. Okay? So let's do the second one as well. Okay. Three and a quarter. Okay, do a 3/4 of an inch. And at 3 1/4. Okay. So now we want to put that in there. So all we're going to do is take our scissors, and we're going to start at the crease for our where we've scored it, and we're just going to cut to the mark. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And that cuts that piece out. Now, if you don't want to do it like that and you want to do like a finger, like a tab pull, you can do a tab pull on this as well. I'll go ahead and get out a punch, and we'll do that. Okay. So now we've done our cutting. Before you actually do this, I would say do your decorating, okay? Before you actually glue it up. So, I'm going to go ahead and fold this. Remember, valleys into hills, hills into valleys, okay? Making sure everything lines up. And I've done this so that your joining is in the back, and that's so that you get the entire width of the pocket, okay? So there's a valley. Turn that into a hill. And then I'm going to go ahead and bring this one over. There we go. So now I can do my inking, and I can do my decorating without having this sealed up, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get these inked. And when I come back, we'll do a little decorating, okay? I'll be right back. All right, so these are all inked. I've inked down the creases, across the top, across the bottom, and the inside of both flaps, so that no matter which way I fold this in, I've got it inked at the top here. So we're going to concentrate kind of on this, because these are going to get glued to a page. So I'm not worried about this part, but I am worried about this part. So we are going to do a little decorating here. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put these together and just put some glue across the bottom and fold in one flap. It doesn't matter which one. Okay. Then you're going to put some glue on the edge of this flap and on the edge of this flap. Then when you put these together, because they overlap, you're going to have glue on both flaps. Both sides of that flap, okay? So again, just glue across the bottom. Fold in the first flap. Glue down the edge. Glue on the edge of the other flap. Bring it over. And that's going to keep this from flapping up. Keep that from flapping up. All right, that's it. That's the easy part, okay? So next we're going to move on to the tags that go in here, and I will be right back. All right, so we'll get our piece that is 2 by 3 inches, and I have it in the scoreboard. Boop. And we're just going to score it at like 1 inch. Now, if you want to hand fold this, be my guest. Okay? That's it for that part. So now we have our piece that is now 1 inch by 3 inch. And sometimes you end up with a piece that does this, where one side is longer than the other. It's okay, just trim it. I don't know why certain paper does that in the scoreboard, but it does it, and it's annoying. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we're going to glue them to the tops of these cards. All right. So once we have that on there, let's do the other one as well. And I'm just making sure that I line it up edge to edge. There we go. So once we have these on here and they have dried, there's a couple of ways that you can do this. Okay? So the first one is the original. And that is just take your scissors, start at the edge of the paper, and trim up. Then take that piece, move it over to the other side. And trim that up. And you end up with that tag. Now the other way to do this, if you want it to look a little bit more old, is just to put this into your corner rounder and just barely round the corners. Okay? So 2 different looks on the tags. And then of course, you know, find your center, which is 1.5 inches, and go ahead and put in an eyelet if you want to. You don't have to now because you've done this. Because you've doubled this, tripled the paper here. You don't really have to, but you know, if you want to. Put in an eyelet. I'm going to go ahead and get these started. I'm going to round the bottoms as well, just because it makes it easier to get them in and out. Just a tiny rounding here. Makes it easier to get them in and out of the pockets. So I'm going to go ahead and pop my eyelets, get my eyelet set, and then I'll be back. I'll be right back. Alright, so here they are. This is the original one that I did. And then these are the 2 that we just did. And so this is the, you know, more authentic rounded top one. And if for any reason these don't fit into the sleeves, just shave a little off the side, you know? Because not all cutters or scoreboards are created equal. So normally I would tell you just make the tags, make the pieces, don't put it together, don't decorate, and stop there. But if you're doing this for a specific project, then by all means, decorate your little heart out. That's it. That's all I have for you today. If you're new here and you haven't done so already, hit the button for me and subscribe. Like me, ring my bell, share me with all your friends. And check out the community tab. All kinds of neat stuff going on over there. I update that on the regular. It tells you everything that's going on, videos I got coming out, free classes, things like that. And check out my Facebook group. There's a link in the description box below. Until I see you again, stay well, my friends. Bye.